Find you some people who love potatoes and then bring them potatoes. None of this is complicated.
Yeah, it's a love language. It's one of the love languages.
Potatoes.
Welcome to the Kackling Koven. I'm Dean, and these are my enchanting co-hosts, Shannon and Jay.
Hello.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Jay.
And today we're going to do some of these tabletop conversation starter cards so that we can get to know each other a little better and that you can all get to know us a little bit.
Be afraid.
Be very, very afraid.
We're just going to get into it rather than doing a lot of intro here.
Oh, can I ask
Yes.
that if it's a dumb question, we all just agree it's dumb and skip it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's a majority vote kind of situation.
Yeah.
We're a democracy here. We're a commune in the Coven.
That's
Oh,
what
yes.
you think.
That's Coven life.
Yeah, well, I'm outnumbered, but I still believe that my opinion matters here.
It
I don't know.
does. It does.
So, our first conversation starter card. If you could give all human beings one virtue, which would you choose?
Easy. Empathy. Please,
Yeah.
please, for the love of all, empathy.
That would be real nice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think of like other virtues that I would want to impart on, like, okay,
what counts as a
trustworthiness is nice,
virtue.
but you can have a trustworthy asshole who
Oh,
will
yeah.
tell you exactly what they're going to do and then do it to you. So that's not really a great
can trust
virtue by
that.
itself.
Yeah, and also like if we live in a world where like everyone tells the truth all the time and therefore you can automatically trust everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of seems boring. Because I mean, most jokes are kind of a lie, right?
Yeah.
Like if no one can lie, isn't that like the end of comedy maybe? I
Oh
don't
my
know.
goodness. Quit it. You're breaking my world over here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, comedy is a lot of the times lying as for a funny effect, like sarcasm and things
Yeah.
like that.
And I'm okay with the occasional lie to make someone feel better. Like if someone has, dementia or something, are you just going to keep telling them that they're wrong and tell them the truth? Or are you just going to let them feel what they feel in the last days of their life?
Yeah.
Lying is a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, I think empathy, like, if I can at least believe that every other person feels bad when they do something bad to someone
Yes.
else, that feels like it'd be a huge win.
That
just
alone
having
would
that.
make me feel better.
Yeah,
Just
Absolutely.
knowing that they regretted it.
because, like, you can also be kind and not empathic and just not know how to apply that kindness. Like, I'm just trying to think of other virtues to see if I can come up with any others that would be
Yeah, I can't.
competitors. So,
I mean, the word virtue, like it reminds me of ancient Greek ideas of
Yeah,
virtues.
yeah.
And I honestly don't know what they are. What are the virtues? I don't even know.
I assume sex.
Sex
And,
has got to be a virtue.
and
Yeah,
some sort
yeah.
of religion.
maleness is a virtue. Oh, cat, please don't bump the camera. Okay,
We
cat's
should've-
bumping the camera.
We should have called this
The crew is
the virtuous
revolting.
horse.
Yeah, the production crew is adjusting the cameras and lights for us.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he's gonna.
Bat.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey, don't put your claws in
Sir.
that.
Yeah, he's got claws in the light.
All right, so we need to. Yeah, we'll figure out some of
Security.
this later. The Kackling Koven here has 5 cats in the household. In this household here, that's not the total number of cats among all of us, but that's that are here watching us perform right now. So.
In this home.
Yeah. So, and these cats, I gotta say, have no empathy. If I could give these cats one virtue, it would be empathy. So that they could
They wouldn't know what to
understand
do with
how they're
it.
making us feel when they scratch at the lights as we're
Oh,
trying to film.
but
They
they
have no
wouldn't
chill.
it would not change their actions.
No, it would not.
Their whole job is to generate chaos.
Yeah.
You can't be mad when they
are
do their
agents
job.
of chaos. All right, y'all want to do another card?
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Other people can read cards too, but I'm happy to do some of that.
You got that voice. It's fine.
The radio voice.
Yeah.
Are you on deep?
I've
I
been
hope
told
you're
that.
on deep.
I don't know if I've got myself on the deep volume setting here for my voice, but okay. Which historical time period would you most like to visit?
Oh, damn.
Visit.
Okay.
Not live in.
So I randomly grabbed cards from that, 4 of them, and that was the second one I drew. And that was the one I was like, oh, I hope I get that one.
Okay, so, and what do we do when the universe shows us their plan real quick? That's right.
Yeah.
Just
The classic move.
tap.
Everything is connected. But yes. All right. Ooh. That's a good question.
Excited to hear your answer, Shannon.
Oh, no. But now I got to think on it.
I mean, it feels like it has to be medieval or Renaissance-y times for you or
obviously.
something.
But also, I mean, that's a lot of plague.
Yeah. If it wasn't historical time,
Yeah,
then
can
I
we
might
go, like-
consider, like going to the future or something to see what that's going to be like, see if it gives me any hope. But if we're talking purely historical times, then I gotta think. I don't even know. Like, there's so much cool stuff that's like, where are you in these historical times? Like, can you be like? Can I actually?
yeah.
Like, if I could go
Geographically.
like sit down and have a conversation with Leonardo da Vinci with
Mm-hmm.
my phone doing translation for me or something, maybe that would be cool. But if I'm just in Renaissance Italy on my own on the streets,
No
with no money,
Italian.
that seems
Medieval.
like it could be
Italian.
bad.
Let's talk about, like, just for a second, let's just acknowledge that we're biased towards a Western society view
Sure.
of history.
Yeah.
So I think it
History
is important
Written by the winners.
to designate geographically where in which time period, because it's not all the same everywhere
Yeah.
on the planet.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess, Leonardo da Vinci would be a cool person to meet. Newton would be a cool person to
Da
sit down and
Vinci's
talk
the
to.
Dude. Da
But, like-
Vinci would be amazing.
But I guess that's not so much about the historical period. That's more of a, like, what famous person from history would you have dinner with?
Living or dead.
question.
And the
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
is living, because you don't want to eat
If it's
across
just
from a
about the
corpse.
historical period, then, like, I don't know. Like, we have our problems now, but we also have, like, food delivery and phones and podcasting equipment.
Oh, yeah,
So
that
I'm not
does-
mad at having, as a general whole, like, I don't feel like going back in time. I don't know what I'd want to actually see that would be worthwhile. The building of Stonehenge? I don't know. But again, that's an event.
And then we can maybe know what its purpose is.
You
Was
know,
it alien?
Still made the
definitely
making
aliens.
of Stonehenge.
aliens? It's always aliens.
Aliens.
My answer is always going to be maybe the Cretaceous.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I want to catalog. I want to, like, if I can find a safe place amongst the predatory dinosaurs, I would love to just spend some time there and just catalog what I see. And then you said visit, so I get to come back.
yeah.
And then maybe just drop some art, inspire some of the scientists to maybe think about this could be what it is, because you can't tell them. They won't believe you. Like,
Yeah.
I was there, okay, so I know that dinosaurs had feathers. They're not going to just take your word for it. But if you could just send some
Got us.
art into the universe and maybe that gets them thinking and maybe they update some stuff, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, it did say historical, so can you do prehistoric? Because you're saying prehistoric.
That
All
counts as
history is
historical.
history.
Okay.
What,
I'm
are they
getting
saying that
technical
history
here.
is defined as, like, what can be
Well, things that we've written
fact-checked
down.
within
I don't know.
literature?
Yeah, so that doesn't really.
because
yeah.
cave art is also
I would-
history.
I would tend to allow that. I think. Yeah, you can go back to
I'll allow
prehistoric
it.
down. Yes, as the arbiter of the rules here.
Yes.
Am I the only one who gives a shit about the rules?
Nothing in there says dogs can't play basketball. I can go back
True.
to the Cretaceous.
I looked.
Yep.
Or the Cambrian explosion, where like
Oh.
all sorts of new life forms just suddenly appeared on the scene.
Oh yeah.
Like, was there a precipitating event? I don't know. It'd be cool if I could just go witness and find out.
I'd probably go to something like 900
yeah.
England. I want to go find me King Arthur.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be sweet.
Yeah, you want to go straight to like the medieval kings and castles and Celts and.
I'm gonna introduce them to polyamory and be like, look.
I think they might know.
Well, I mean, Arthur loved both of them.
Yeah, well.
That was so easily solved, and it didn't seem to even occur to them. Just like, you guys can work this out. You can make it work. Some communication. That's all you need.
Yeah,
true.
yeah. They could have all been happy. Instead, it just turns into a big mess.
I think a lot of people just really don't want to be happy.
Yeah.
That is true.
Don't even
People
look
are
into it.
People are so
Somehow.
happy being depressed and miserable.
Well, I mentioned that in a conversation we were having earlier today, that it seems like some people really just like, it's so much easier to be able to blame someone else for all of your problems. If you start accepting responsibility for things, and that means that like your life not being what you wanted it to be is your fault, and that's.
And it's chores.
Yeah.
You're signing up for chores. If you think that anything is within your realm of control, now you have a bunch of work to do. Or you just admit that you're an asshole. You know? Like, no, I'm not going to do the
Dennis
work. I know
Leary.
it's on me. I'm not going to do the work because I'm an asshole.
Yeah. That reminded me a little bit of like this Long Earth series of books, because it's a little bit of that, like being able to see not necessarily back in time to the Cretaceous, but being able to just go to like alternate timeline Earths where they're in that kind of period today.
That would
There
be
was-
cool too.
There was that book that we saw on a video that you said that you had that book growing up. What was it
Yeah.
called? Like The Haunted Hotel or something? What
Oh.
was it called?
Oh God, I don't remember. It was on. Yeah, it was some kind of like. The concept of the book was archaeologists from the future unearthing the remains of our society and trying to figure out what all of these objects were, and like they thought a toilet seat was a ceremonial crown or something.
Yeah. It's a really good commentary on just the speculation
Is
that
it
we
not?
do.
Yeah,
the
it was when
unearthed
we were
ruins.
watching that video about like the Baghdad battery
Yeah.
or whatever, because you were watching those debunking videos.
Yeah, I was trying to look into, all the pseudo archaeology because I love ancient aliens.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it's entertainment value. I don't think that Eric von Daniken, anything he says is just automatically fact, because you should always do your research. And by research, I mean actual published scientific periodicals and not whatever pops up in your TikTok feed. But just understand, like, if you enjoy it, that's fine. It's entertainment value. Don't just go out into the world and act like whatever video you saw is now the truth.
Yeah, that's not correct at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullshit out there, and I want to say that if we get something obviously wrong on our podcast, that we'll try to go back and do corrections. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
Is Ghoul showing up on the camera here?
yeah, he's definitely going to be showing up in the video there. That's our troublemaker who was messing with the lights earlier.
This is one of our
Remember?
Void brothers.
Uh-huh.
This is Ghoul, and his brother is Goblin. Goblin is fluffier.
Uh-huh.
Which is hard to imagine.
Okay. Well, I can pick another random question out of the middle
Yes,
here.
Yes.
If you could work as an assistant to anyone for a year, who would you choose?
Like living or dead. It just says anyone.
It just says work as an assistant to anyone.
I don't want to be an assistant to a corpse, so I'm going to pick living.
Yeah. Probably more interesting things to work on in the modern world too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm already doing it. I feel like I'm y'all's assistant, so I'm already
That's sweet.
doing it.
I try to assist both of you with things when I
Well.
can. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there aren't any, big famous, tech people or anything that I have, like, reverence for and would want to go and, I don't know. Like, there was a time in my life when I would have answered John Carmack, who was, like, the head programmer of id Software back when they made Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and Quake and all of that kind of stuff. But my interest in him, I think at the beginning was very much just like, oh, well, he's like the best video game programmer, and that's what I want to be when I grow up. And then once I got older, I'm like, okay, yeah, he was a really smart guy, but then I also was like working for the same company he was working for when he left the studio and like took a bunch of the company property and code that he had worked on while on the clock at id to go to Facebook, to Meta, to work on their VR stuff, to Oculus and all of this. So I was, I don't know. I lost a bit of respect for him. And it's the
Yeah.
same thing with like, there was maybe a brief moment in time when it's like, man, Elon Musk is making these cool rockets that can land and electric vehicles that will help us get off of fossil fuels. And there was all this kind of like commendable ideas behind some of the stuff. And then once you actually get to know the man at all, it turns out he's insufferable.
And
has
he-
just
Not that
like,
smart.
He wasn't even doing it.
yeah. He
Not his
buying in.
ideas.
he had enough money to hire the best people to do a couple of cool things. And he was the only person who was willing to throw a bunch of money at those cool things at that time. But he's not, he's the man's not inventing new electric motors and battery technology. He's not the one making the rockets. Like, he just funded all this stuff. And now he just wants to make more money and have more power. And anyway.
He is definitely not a very stable genius.
Yeah. Is
Or
he
genius.
Trump's assistant or is Trump his assistant?
Won't leave Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, God.
I feel like my answers here are just if someone were to ask, like, what's the most liberal thing you possibly could say at any moment?
Yeah.
So I've been trying to think. Yeah, no, I got what I got. So Madeleine Albright did a
Okay.
lot of work when it comes to nuclear global deproliferation.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most meaningful and important things that you could possibly work on for humanity in this time. So it'd be cool to assist her in that in some way back when she was working on that, because a lot of what she accomplished was borderline a miracle and has somehow been mostly undone in her wake. But just the idea that Madeleine Albright, a woman, could go to North Korea and actually work out a deal with one of the most terrible dictators on the planet, that somehow she was able to get enough respect from her peers and from world leaders to work out a deal that lasted a really long time and made a big impact. It would be cool to support her in some way in that effort.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is just generally any of the doctors, surgeons who volunteer their time around the world for people who normally don't have access to life-saving medical care. I kind of always wanted to be one of them, but I couldn't get my shit together and go get a medical degree. But Doctors Without Borders, it's a great program.
Yep.
And it would be cool if I had ever in my life had any opportunity to just hand them a surgical instrument, just do anything to help with that effort. That'd be cool.
Yeah. You have any other answers? Anything you would want to apprentice yourself to or anything like that?
I'm like, can I go work for the Please Don't Destroy guys?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Please don't destroy.
Yeah. Just get to work on the set as they're making their videos.
Oh
that
my
would
gosh.
be fantastic.
I would
They're
do nothing but
hilarious.
laugh the whole time. These kids crack me up.
Well, I actually got to meet Madeleine Albright once.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where? How? When?
She was doing a book tour for her book Madam Secretary when I was in college at the University of North Texas. And so I got to go. It was, one of the big gala banquet hall conference rooms at the University Union. And so I got to see her give a talk there, and I bought a copy of her book and got her to sign it and dedicate it to my grandmother.
That's amazing.
And gave that to her as a gift.
Did you feel like really inspired after hearing her speak? Like,
I don't
It's
remember.
very
It was
brass
so
tacks.
long ago. It was so long ago. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Is she was Secretary of State who, like you said, was going and having like serious
He's at
conversations with other world leaders and stuff. She's not a comedian. She's not there
She's
to
not a
be the most
comedian.
interesting person in the room.
She's not a flowery speaker. And I don't know. I feel like I relate to that a little bit. I just want to say what I mean and mean what I say and have my words taken the way that they should be, which is I'm here to do a job. I feel like so many politicians, especially, their whole job is to just be charismatic and just sort of trick people into liking them for no reason. And then once you like someone, you're more interested in what they have to say and you kind of want to please them and do what they want. And that's politics. It's all about charisma. And so I appreciate the people who aren't elected, who are just public servants. And they're just there to do a job. And they're really, really good at their job and they care so much.
Yeah.
And they don't get, all the accolades, and often they don't get awards. And that's kind of the way it should be. They shouldn't be operating in the media every day on MSNBC and Fox, just talking about BS.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Yeah. That's
It's
what we should
literally
want.
what you're supposed to do.
That's what we should want from our government, is just a boring government that is effective and does the things that they're supposed to be doing.
I'm so tired of all the TV being focused on nothing but politics.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
We burned ourselves out on a lot of politics TV this year with the election coming up and everything, and I failed to do my usual election year rewatch of The West Wing to try to temper it with a little bit of hopefulness, but
Devastation, you guys.
I don't know. Every time I watch The West Wing, it's a
I'm
little
still
hard to
crying.
feel hopeful off of it, too. It's a little more like, yes, the liberal pipe dream, where being correct is enough to win an argument. What a crazy idea.
I hope at some point we get out of the mode of the circus of personalities.
Yeah.
Like the bearded woman and like whatever freak they can put up there that's going to get media airtime. I mean, until we
They're not
snap out of that as a culture,
entertaining.
we need our own clowns. We need better clowns. We need more entertaining clowns.
Yes.
But my hope for the future is that we stop expecting cult of personality circuses just to entertain us.
That'd be
A
great.
lot of work to do.
Yeah. These conversation cards.
Dean
can
for
get you-
office.
Well, yeah. We'll have to get into other episodes about that at some point.
Oh yeah, we'll have some politics later.
Yeah, I'd had a set of these TableTopics cards at one point, and I don't know where my other box of them went. This is like a 10th anniversary box or something. They might be the same questions as the other box.
It
But
could be.
I'd never even used these before. I'd like gotten them, and yeah, it's interesting how we can get so far off topic.
Not
Yeah,
off
we can
topic.
keep
it's
talking
just
for a lot of different, bring up a lot of different things off of one of these.
conversations.
Yeah.
Provocative. Keeps the people going.
Yeah. Oh, well, we can do one more here.
Yes,
Pull
please.
another. Are you mentally or physically tougher?
Next question.
Yeah, that's not a great one. That's
Neither.
Way to
Next.
get into it.
I've never broken a bone, so I'll say I'm physically tough, even though I'm not physically tough.
Broke a toe.
What does physically tough even mean?
Yeah.
Like you can get a toenail infection and it takes you out. You can also like the man who can lift a car above his head is going to be taken out by like a little infection.
Blown out sphincter.
Blown out
Oh.
sphincter.
That's how he went.
Yep.
All right. We got another question here then. What was your favorite childhood meal? Yeah, there's a lot of different. I don't know. Like I try to think back to my childhood, and there's a few different things. Like my mom would make like salmon croquettes that were pretty good. My dad's specialty, after my parents were divorced, was Frito pie. And hey, who doesn't love a Frito pie?
That's true.
Doesn't love it. Maybe vegetarians.
As
Yeah.
long as there aren't beans in
I was
it.
going out to eat, I'd get 2 of the junior bacon cheeseburgers at Wendy's. But
I have a spectrum question.
okay.
How are we defining childhood?
Oh, Well,
Under 18?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Take it.
I mean, I know you feel like you didn't really have much of a childhood, so.
Well, I don't remember a lot of it.
Well, yeah.
Same.
So,
Well, any nostalgic
Trauma.
food? Kraft mac and cheese? Anything?
Yeah, ramen.
Yeah.
I to this day I can't have chicken ramen made around me because the smell of it will make me vomit.
you just had way too much
Because
of
I
it.
ate it like every single day. I was like, yeah, give me all the sodium.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Yeah, and it costed like 5 cents, 10 cents for a packet of ramen when we were growing up.
Yep.
So if you, you know,
I was poor too, man. I
yeah,
was broke
if
all
you
the
grew up with a
time.
little financial and food insecurity, ramen and beans and rice, like
Yeah.
kind of everyday meals.
Yeah. If I had to pick like a best special occasion meal, though, now that I'm thinking, I think it's when Granddad
Burger
did fish
King.
fries.
My favorite
Yeah.
special occasion
Oh,
meal was
yeah.
Burger King.
Burger King. We never went to Burger King when I was like, we went to McDonald's every now and then, but honestly, I feel like we went to McDonald's more for breakfast than any other
We had a
meal of
decent
the
breakfast.
day. And then if we were going to a fast food place for like lunch or dinner, it was Wendy's or Arby's.
Okay, well, wait. Actually, growing up, I guess fancy favorite place was like, what's that called? Old San Francisco
Steakhouse.
Steakhouse.
It had the lady on,
On
the
the
swing with the skirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
I'm
they
not
had
familiar
that
with
big
this.
block of cheese that they'd bring out to the table and just start giving you
Yes.
slices.
I only went
Ugh.
one time, and it could be a regional thing. The one
Huh.
I went to was in Dallas.
There was one here in Austin.
Okay. I know that they're closed down now. They don't
oh,
exist
yeah.
now. But I went
Yeah.
one time and I got a steak Diane, which I'm not a meat person. But I got a
That's true,
steak
you're
Diane,
not.
and it's like made with all this melted butter on top, and it was so good.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh man, it was a fancy place. Like you had to wear tights to go to this place.
Yeah. Had to
Yeah.
be on good behavior.
Oh yeah, if you were on bad behavior, you'd get kicked
Like
out.
it wasn't like Michelin star fancy.
No, it was
it was
just
a
a
themed
fancy
restaurant, so it's
place.
only
Yeah.
going to be so fancy. But it's a steakhouse, so you're spending some money.
And
So
it's like
don't
old
act up.
school though, like the woman that would be on the swing. It felt like, like 20s, but also, I don't know, Wild Wild West.
It did. It
Yeah.
had like a Wild West saloon / speakeasy vibe.
Yeah, it was really
Cool.
crazy. And like you could get these special glasses that they sold there that were like, yeah, they were
That's cool.
fun.
Yeah. I'd never heard of that place.
Oh yeah.
It was neat.
I never really went to a lot of fancy restaurants at
What
all.
about
as a kid.
Spaghetti Warehouse?
No, never
Never
went
went
there.
there.
I think I
No?
went there once in Dallas, but it was as a young adult going to the
Okay.
little train car.
Yeah.
Spaghetti Warehouse thing.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the day I went to the Dallas Aquarium or something like that. So I was
That's a
in the
great
area
place.
and walking around that neighborhood
Dallas
already.
Aquarium, if you're listening, sponsor us.
Oh yeah, we'd come.
I've
We
never
love you.
been.
Come do a tour of your aquarium or zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Do some promotion.
We would love to do
Absolutely.
a zoo video. So into zoos and aquariums.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
I'll keep my mouth shut.
I guess the only other thing that comes to mind, and I'm thinking of childhood meals then, is if I was going out to a restaurant, chicken fried steak. Every
good.
time, chicken fried steak, cream gravy, mashed potatoes, maybe some green beans with a bunch of bacon in them on the side.
See, growing up, my food could not touch its.
No touching.
Nah.
No touching.
No touching.
Food,
No,
keep your
it's
hands
got
to
to be in
yourselves.
separate piles. If you touch, I'm not eating you because the flavors have mixed, and that's not right.
Yeah.
My as far as home cooked meals, my mother did her best, but she
Mine.
has a different idea of things than I do. And one of her ideas is that meat, including chicken, maybe should be a little bloody.
Oh no.
Yeah.
no,
So, I mean,
no,
listen,
no,
she
no.
survived. My brother survived. I'm sure it was ultimately fine. But I would cut into chicken and it would be pink. And I don't know, instinctively was like, no, thank you. And I would open up the window and I would throw it out for the dogs in the backyard.
Yeah.
I got a little cringe about meat for that reason.
That's fair.
So I can't think of anything that she homemade that was my childhood yay, which is why my question, like, how old can we go up here? Because at a certain point I had a job
Yeah, where
and
you're cooking your own food.
I could go buy food.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought up McDonald's. That's my food. McDonald's French fries.
I love
It's
McDonald's.
nostalgic for
fries.
me. I
Yeah.
will eat as many as you put in front of me.
I like
And
to
they're
get the
amazing.
basket
Oh,
of
yeah.
fries.
The
Nom nom nom
basket.
nom nom.
They
Definitely.
used to supersize, and that was fine, but now it's a basket. I don't know how that's an improvement.
Yeah, it's not. It's way more than a supersize.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think they get away with it because a supersize was still like, this is one person serving of fries. The basket is like kind of explicitly like, this is to share, y'all.
The hell it is. Not in my house.
but yeah, I definitely know that, you know, if either of you is in a bad mood, I can just bring home a bunch of French fries
And throw potatoes.
And this is
and
why you
run.
win. This is why you win.
Yes, this is how you successfully have polyamorous relationships: is potatoes.
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 It's key.
And dickings.
Very simple answer. Find you some people who love potatoes and then bring them potatoes. None of this is complicated.
Yeah, it's a love language. It's one of the love languages.
Potatoes.
East potato.
Oh, Colbert. All right. Well, let's see. We can.
I was gonna say maybe we should try and do like 30 to 35-minute episode. and
Yeah.
then
So we.
try- well,
yeah.
like say an outro and then we can do an intro again and do another
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Yeah. We can also try doing Reddit stories at some point.
Yeah, I would love to do some Reddit
Yeah.
stories.
We got a lot of things we want to do here. So.
It's gonna be
this-
busy.
If this gets
Get used to these mugs and these voices.
if this gets posted up, put in the comments what kind of stuff do you want us to talk about? What's interesting to you? What do you want us to stop talking about? Like, for example, potatoes. If you get tired of hearing about potatoes,
No,
let us know.
no. If you're tired of hearing potatoes already, this is not the channel for you.
Yeah.
Move
Yeah.
along.
Oh, you know what we forgot? We forgot to bring a tarot deck over here so that we could draw a tarot card.
Ah, bollocks.
All right, we'll have to start that with our next episode, maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
we'll do a little.
We're new here, guys. Give us a chance.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Well, thank you for joining us at the Kackling Koven. We'll be back with lots more videos.
Oh, yes.
And tarot deck reviews and Reddit stories and conversations and stuff. So stay tuned. Keep coming back. Like and subscribe. Never said that.
Like and
Oh my
subscribe.
gosh.
Hit the bell.
I'm not gonna say that. Oh
Bell?
God.
Oh, do we have a bell?
Oh, yeah.
We should ring a
Yeah,
bell.
we need to have the bells within reaching range. We're gonna have to figure out a shelf situation and all of that. Yeah.
We'll have to set it up on a
Oh, yeah, bell button.
soundboard.
All right.
Start ringing the bells.
Until next time, keep cackling.
Love you. Bye bye.